Dr. Lenny Time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. Right now, you're in the Way New Way, and we are doing things differently here. I'm going to just talk at you for a bit. The world is a screwed up place, but if you have a basis set of something you know, you can usually compare what goes on to what you know and tell if things are right and okay or if they're way out. If they're way out there, WEIGHHOWDT, if they're way out, then you've got more work to do than if they're sort of there. But, I gotta type this and send it and put it here so you can see what I'm talking about, the way out. And there is a way out, but you have to have patience. And you have to be able to surf the various different timelines. And who better to learn how to surf timelines from than time himself? So let's talk about time. Time is a concept that is badly broken, and we use it to superimpose order onto the chaos that we have. If anybody's seen Bill Murray's movie Groundhog's Day, that's more like how things work. But since we as humans have this novel way of assigning things Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it means that we see every day that's the same as completely different. And we go through our routine, and our routine tells us that yesterday was different from today, and today will be different from tomorrow. Whereas in reality, we are stuck in a treadmill, not going anywhere until we solve the current problem, which is which timeline are we really on? Now, the concept of time is a funny thing because it works where time is normalized to human existence, and humans appear on various different scales. And so, every scale that humans work on, your average 80-year lifetime is normalized to whatever time quotient that particular paradigm has. So time can pass all 80 years in a microsecond. It can pass all 80 years in 26,000 years. And we, from our perspective, can't really tell unless we have something to compare to or some outside reference point. I personally am an alchemist, a wizard, and a very sneaky person when it comes to surfing the time waves. And I call myself Dr. Lenny Time because time is of the essence, and we have to figure this out, but we've already got it figured out. If anybody's read the book Anathem, that's where your hints are. Neil Stephenson's book from 10, 15 years ago, you'd have to check on it. But it came after Snow Crash and before Rimdi. So it's somewhere in the mix. Stevenson is probably the best scientific futurist currently out there. His stories are tongue in cheek, but well worth the effort if you like 1,000-page books. Although each book seems to grow. His history is more likely than the history we're given in history class, but that's the way things work because nothing we were taught in school actually has any relevance to anything real. It's a good narrative. And when all these Constitution thumpers actually wake up and realize they've been fed a good bill of goods about how everything happens, it works out that nothing is ever as it seems. I'm going to invite a friend into the room and see what I can do to have him pop in. So it's going to take a moment, but I know the moment is soon upon us, and we'll see. Now, fortunately, there is a feature of all this that allows us to have somebody in the studio come in and not live. And it looks like it's 15 minutes away. So, what I'm going to do is make this a short monologue, and then we'll do some talking later on. But I'll have to drop a new invite because it seems that once I close this broadcast, I won't be able to get back into it to continue on it. And I really haven't figured out the editing suite yet. And so that'll take time. But I'm time, and I have time to spend on anything time works on. So let's look at the Fibonacci sequence. Take the first number 0, add the next number 1, and you generate the next number 1. 1 plus 1 then is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. At 5, that's a good group size for one person. 5 dedicated people can change the world, according to Margaret Mead. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find 5 people that want to be panelists, and we'll do interviews with those people to introduce them to you. And then we'll have fun because we'll do interviews with people we bring in, allow them to converse with me, and then have the panelists ask the proper questions that should fall out. And then we'll talk about what the answers are, both with the panelists, the guest, and the people who are in the chat live and watching. Now, because I have the basic StreamYard and nothing fancy, I can only have 6 people in the room at a time. And so I'm probably going to upgrade this, but exactly when, who knows? But all good, all good. Anyway, I wanted to give it a good bit of monologue. I think I've been going now for about 8 minutes. And so let's call it there, and I'll be back in about 15. Hey, Grim, just logging out. We'll be back in 10 minutes and trying another stream. So, buenos dias.